Minor adjustments is dedicated to preventing and reducing crime. Our primary purpose is to teach men or women how to make the minor adjustments that are necessary in their lives, which will allow them to obtain and maintain a productive lifestyle after incarceration and or rehabilitation. Our motto is anywhere but backwards. Everybody say anywhere but backwards. The words in that mission statement, it says to obtain, and the other one is maintain. Listen to me. To obtain means to come into the possession of something. Maintain means to keep it in existence. Listen. The reason why I say that, everybody say to obtain my sobriety is easy. Our challenge is to maintain it. Say to obtain our sobriety is easy. Our challenge is to maintain it. To attain our sobriety is easy. Our challenge is to maintain it. I want to welcome everybody to the Minor Adjustments virtual group. I hope you're having a great day. It's 7 p.m. here on the East Coast. I hope you're having a great time. We're going to be looking at another lesson in this Minor Adjustments workbook. So hopefully you're tuned in and hopefully you have great sound. I love the mission statement. That's so funny because even though it's my mission statement, I love to say minor adjustments is dedicated to preventing and reducing crime. I love to go over the mission statement. So hopefully y'all having a great day. Our motto is anywhere but backward. Anywhere but backwards. It would seem like if you can get this particular concept, right? The anywhere but backwards concept, right? If you get this down in your own spirit, right? You'll go far away just by not going back. So let me see what I got here. So one of the things I want to put in here, I'll put in comment section for those who would like to get some of the books that we already are teaching from. I'll put the link so you'll be able to get any workbooks if you would like. And I also want to put in there the playlist. Yeah, let's put the playlist in here from all our previous lessons. And the reason why I like to put that in there is because there are so many different things that you can go back to and get some lessons from what we did previously. And please share it with some of your friends or people in your community or whatever, right? I would like for you to just share the playlist. All right, so we got a lot of them. And so I'm going to share the link to that playlist, put that in there. And also, if you're on YouTube or whoever's tuned in, make sure you like the video and leave a comment to help spread the video around for other individuals. So today, what our lesson today, we'll be talking about the namesake of the program, minor adjustments. So we'll be going into the workbook. The workbook we'll be going into will be this particular workbook. And we'll be going through this particular workbook, which is the minor adjustments workbook. Also, if you would like to take the online courses, we have online courses. I'll put the link to them in there. You can take courses and also get you a certificate sent to you right where you are. When you finish the course online, you can fill out the information and you'll be able to get your personalized minor adjustment certified certificate for yourself. They look beautiful. I have to say so myself. All right, so let's see what we got. I think I got all that covered. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We're going to be logging on. We're going to be diving into the chapter I just talked about, minor adjustments. Okay, so let's look at our mission statement. Let's go to our mission statement. The mission statement is minor adjustments is dedicated to preventing and reducing crime. Our primary purpose is to teach men and women how to make the minor adjustments that are necessary in their lives, which will allow them to obtain and maintain a productive lifestyle after incarceration and or rehabilitation. Now, these two words that are big on your screen, that obtain and to maintain. To obtain means, watch this, to come into the possession of something. To maintain means to keep something into existence. And the reason why I had to figure this part out, and okay, thank you. For 22 years of my life, I struggled with crack cocaine and heroin and criminal lifestyle. That's 22 years. August will be 15 years removed from that lifestyle. Thank Lord Jesus. Thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for that deliverance. But before I walked into my deliverance, right, I spent years constantly trying to obtain something that I will come into the possession of. Let me explain. In August 2009, I came into the possession of my sobriety, which you know to be free from some substance or alcohol, right? That's August 2009. Now, I did not have to go obtain my sobriety or get delivered again in August 2010. I didn't have to go get my sobriety. I didn't have to go get delivered again, right? I simply needed to learn what I needed to learn to maintain that particular sobriety that I have, that deliverance that I received. Why am I saying that? To obtain means to come into the possession of something. To maintain means to keep something in existence. Most individuals spend years, once they get free from something, they spend years having to go get free again. If you learn what you need to learn, right, during the process of building your spiritual development, a recovery support network, your family support network, all these things go into what I needed to do in order for me to maintain. Remember, maintain means to keep it in existence. Let me put it on the screen. So to attain something means you have it. To maintain something means you want to keep what you have into existence. So in the spiritual sense, if you think on a spiritual dynamic, right? Once I confess with my mouth and believed in my heart, my Lord Jesus Christ, right? I always thought once I messed up, I got to keep going through that over and over and over again, right? Well, really, all I needed to do was to maintain what I have obtained. And that happens to a lot of us. So if you're in a particular place right now and you have your sobriety, right? It could be 1 day or 5 years. I don't care. You have it. From that point forward, you need to do exactly what you need to do. You need to build up your development skills and your life skills, coping skills, spiritual development, your faith, whatever lane you might be down. You just need to maintain from that point forward. Now, granted, watch this. I have friends. Let me pull over. Pause. Park. I have friends who have went back when we started. We were on the same path. Some friends have went back to what we used to do, right? They went back to it, right? I just continue to maintain what we have obtained during that year in 2009. Now, it's very important that you understand, don't apply pressure to yourself. This is the most simplest thing I'm about to say right now. If you get this right here, I guarantee your life will change. I'm going to put it on the screen. Our motto is anywhere but backwards. Now, a lot of times people say, yeah, you're saying anywhere but backwards. Let me define and let me explain to you what I mean. When I say go anywhere but backwards, I am not saying that you are going to have a smooth ride. I am not saying somebody going to hire you and give you a job. I'm not saying that your family that you did things to will forgive you. I'm not saying that your marriage will be restored, your relationship with your children will be restored. I'm not saying none of that. I'm saying no matter what comes your way, you must lock in. I'm not going that way. So I'm letting you know, I tell people all the time, I don't want to sell you a dream and tell you that the rose petals will be put out when they find out you got 2 and 3 years removed from what you used to do. I'm not going to lie to you. No. Some people might forgive you. Some people might not. Some people might hire you. Some people might not. Some people might open the door for you. Some people might not. No matter what happens, the motto is anywhere but backward. So I hope you get that because it's very important. It's very important you get that part because a lot of people have messed around and missed out on a lot of different blessings and a lot of things that they could have had in their life because they were trying to either get somebody to focus on forgiving them. And I remember one time, let me see here. I remember one time, one of my clients, okay, thank you, Lord. Let me remind you. My dedication of going forward versus going backwards has taken me from being addicted to crack cocaine and heroin for 22 years. But for the last, since August 2020, August 2016, I've been a certified drug and alcohol counselor. Now that's a great place to praise God right there for you, right? Listen, the reason why I'm telling you that is because as long as I was focused on doing my part of not going back, I was able to walk into something that I never had written down on a vision board. I never had written on my paper, one day I'm going to be a drug and alcohol counselor. I never had that. I never had that written down. But by the mere fact of me not going back, it positioned me to, it put me in the position to be able to obtain something that was rightfully mine, but I just ain't know it. So I'm telling you that you might not be a recovery coach or drug counselor. You might not become none of that. I'm not saying that. The reason why I'm sharing it with you in regards to my own personal life is because this lesson today, we're talking about making minor adjustments. The one minor adjustment you must make is you have to focus on going anywhere but backwards. That's that. And you have to understand things are going to come. It's going to be difficult days. You're going to probably get under the weather sometime and you don't feel like going to work. Everything. You're going to have I'm trying to help you to make you feel a little bit better about the difficulties you're going to face. Watch this. Listen to me. Most of the things that I was able to get through in my life, the difficult life that I lived before it prepared me for getting through the situations this now. Now, let me say it again. Most of the difficult things in my life that I've been through in my life, right? They prepared me to be able to go through difficult times now, meaning they're not as hard on me as other people. And other people might be going through a lot of different ordeals. I'm not just talking about me, you too, right? But the things you've been through in your life has actually benefited you better if, watch this word, if you process it right. Yeah, you're going to have to, when you process it right, you'll be okay. Let's move into this lesson, man. We done got, so I ain't get into the page yet. Man, what time is it? Okay, in every group, I like to have an expectation. This particular expectation I will have for this group is everyone will make a commitment. Oh, look at that, man. This is good. Everyone will make a commitment to their rehabilitation process. I'll explain that. So my expectation for this class tonight, that everybody will make a commitment to their rehabilitation process. So that means whatever is needed, remember, whatever is needed to maintain your sobriety, whatever is needed to maintain your deliverance, whatever is needed to maintain going forward, right? You got to make a commitment to it. I'll explain that in a minute. It says, if you're going to get something you never got, you will have to do something you never did. Man, I can't even pull over. I got to stop. Okay. If you're going to get something you never got, right, you will have to do something you never did. Now, remember, I became a drug and alcohol counselor. That was something I never did, right? I got something that I never went after. I didn't even think about being it, right? But in order for me to get it, I had to do something I never did. Watch this. The thing that I never did was stop using. Oh, man, listen to me. Mr. Wynn said that the first time he used a chainsaw, he would cut everything in sight. He would cut the trees that were standing up, lying down in the dirt, or wherever. But the chain will get dull real quick. He will get it sharpened and start to cut some more. But the same thing will happen. The chain will get dull again. Then this older gentleman told him that the reason why the chain is getting dull is because he's letting it hit the dirt. Thus, he learned to make it work how it was designed. He had to make some minor adjustments. So let me explain this whole story, because I remember it clearly when I was putting this in the book and I was writing this book and I was outside working. I'm from Atlantic City, New Jersey, and we don't use chainsaws at all, especially where I grew up in the project. It was nothing to cut with a chainsaw, right? So the first time I actually used the chainsaw in Cumberland County, New Jersey, I'm looking at this chainsaw like, yo, what is this? Like, what you do with it? So I'm cutting trees and I'm going in the dirt. I'm cutting it, the chain getting dull. I go back to the business office and I say, listen, the chain keep getting dull. I need the bank card to go to the store to get the chain sharpened. I go get it sharpened. I come back, cut more trees. I'm in the dirt. I'm talking about I'm in the sand. I'm talking about I got the chainsaw in the sand, cutting everything. I go back to the business office the next week. Hey, I need to get the chain sharpened. So the older gentleman, he said, man, wait a minute, man. Why you keep coming in here getting this bank card talking about you need to get the chain sharpened? He said, show me what you're doing. So I went out back and I showed him. I was cutting the trees down. When the trees fell on the ground, I'm putting it all in the dirt, cutting it. And he says, man, you can't put the chainsaw in the dirt. That's why it's getting dull. I didn't know that. But watch this. I had to change what I was doing in order to get the chainsaw to work properly. Watch this. I had to make a minor adjustment. I had to stop allowing the chain from hitting the dirt. As long as I had the trees up out of the dirt and I was cutting it, I was knocking them trees out. Right? It worked perfectly. And now I say all that to say this. Our lives, the drugs we use represents the dirt. Watch this. The drugs we're using represents the dirt. The alcohol we use, the pills we use, you got to look at it. Look at that as the dirt. The chain staying sharp is you. As long as you don't put the chain, which represents you, in the dirt, you stay sharp. Watch this. Let me explain it to you. Notice when we're using substances, right? Our physical features start to change, deteriorate. Watch this. But when we're no longer using the substance, our physical features get better. We start looking good. We have what's called I'm shining, right? Listen to me. So if you think about the substance or the alcohol we're using, that represents dirt. And it shows that when we put when we put the chain in the dirt, we start losing our complexion. We start getting skinny. We just don't look right. But as long, listen to this. This is a lesson I learned from a chainsaw for my life. I hope y'all understand this. Listen, as long as I kept the chain from out the dirt, everything was fine. I'm telling you that to tell you this. If you don't go back, everything will work according to how it's supposed to. The question is, you have to make a commitment. Now, let me get back to that. Remember, my expectation was everyone will make a commitment to their rehabilitation process. Now, let me tell you this story about a chicken and a pig. A chicken and a pig, they were walking down the street. The chicken saw a sign and it says eggs and bacon, all you can eat. So the chicken said to the pig, let's go over here and I want to make a contribution. So the pig looked at the chicken and said, if I go over there, I won't be making a contribution. I will be making a commitment. Listen to me. You see, the chicken had in his head, go over there, lay a few eggs, and be on his way. But in order for the pig to make a contribution, they were going to have to kill the pig to get that bacon. I said all that to say this. Most people in the recovery area of dealing with addiction are thinking like the chicken. They think they can make a conscious decision or they can't make a commitment to it. They only want to make a contribution to their rehabilitation process. But in order for you to truly be successful, you got to make a commitment to your rehabilitation process. So the chicken was thinking, I can lay some eggs and keep it moving. That's a contribution. The pig, if he was going to do it, he had to make a commitment. I said all that to say this. Everyone will make a commitment to their rehabilitation process. Now, let me explain this to you because I know you know what I'm talking about. For years, this is probably not your first time trying to walk in that path of recovery, right? But if you're really honest, you probably didn't actually give it 100% commitment. Because okay, let me use myself. I ain't going to judge you. I'm going to judge me. I know when I initially started out before this time, I would be like 70-30. Like, yo, I'm a do this recovery walk stuff, but I'm gonna like dip and do what I need to do every now and then. I'm telling you, I was like 70-30. It's a couple of times I was 60-40. I don't think I ever was 80-20, right? I think I was 60-40, 70-30. I wasn't committed to it, right? It looked good and I talked the walk, but I really wasn't committed to it. I said all that to say this. Today we're talking about making minor adjustments. If you have never gave yourself or gave 100% commitment to this particular process, I will do this. I guarantee you, if you make 100% commitment to it, right? Not going back. Now, I'm not, when I say 100% commitment, I'm not saying you go back, you relapse for a few weeks, come back, you relapse. No, I'm talking about you totally sold out. You committed to it. Like I'm done. I'm not using anymore. I'm done. If you stay totally committed to it, I guarantee you your life will change like never before. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. It's going to be things come your way you never thought you would be able to obtain. Trust me. So everyone will make a commitment to that rehabilitation process. Remember, the chicken was thinking about making a contribution, but the pig was thinking about making the commitment. Well, if he was going to go over there, he had to make a commitment. And that's another life lesson. We just learned some life lessons about recovery, about a chainsaw and a chicken and a pig. Man, you can't simplify that. You can't say nobody would ever associate a chicken and a pig and a chainsaw with a recovery process. But somehow I was able, all the stuff that I'm telling y'all right now is literally what I used in my life. I was just able, God blessed me to be able to put stuff like this together in a book form. And these are things, that's why I'm telling you how powerful it is because if it can get me from August 2009 and this August will be 15 years, and this is the same exact strategy. I'm using the same strategy I gave you. It's the same strategy I've been using for the last 15 years. Woo! Yo, I modified things here, but this is the exact same strategy. Let's see. The word minor means lesser as in size, extent, importance, or being, or noting the lesser of two. Watch this next bullet right here. What's minor for you to change in your life, but it seems hard? What's minor for you to change in your life, but it seems like it's very hard? There's some things in your life. That's actually minor for you to change, but it just seems hard. The reason why, hopefully you might have the book or whatever. The reason why I write these things down is because you need to identify that. What's minor to you, but it just seems hard. You identify that it's not that big, right? But it just seemed hard to change. Let me use me again. I have only been me, so let me use me. Watch this. One of the things that I had to totally convince myself of, right, when I started this commitment to my process, was that I can never use anything else again. Watch this. It's minor for me, but it seems hard. I had to literally tell myself, you can never use substance, alcohol, marijuana, pills, none of that stuff, right? Ever again. It's minor, but it seemed hard. But I had to literally convince myself that I can't do it. And that's something that you have to do. The chance of recovery is good if there is a total commitment by the person, a complete lifestyle change. So your success is very good if you have a total commitment to it. Listen to me. Think about it, right? Let me show you how committed we are. Well, we're actively using, right? Let's say I wake up in the morning and I'm on what's called E. For those who don't know what E is, that means I'm dope sick. I need to get off E. I don't have my tank empty. I need to get drugs to get myself going. When I wake up in the morning, I can be flat broke. I mean, no money, no plan for money, nothing to steal in my vicinity. Watch this. Soon as I put my shoes on, get out the condominium or wherever I might have laid my head that night, I have a total commitment that I'm going to get something that get what I need to get started. Total commitment. Watch this. I'm not the only one like that. I bring that up to let you know that same tenacity or that same thing that you have in you to make the commitment to go get what you used to love doing is still inside of you. Now you need to use that same tenacity, that same commitment to stay on the path of not going back. Oh man, I hope y'all get that. I hope you get it, because listen, I never knew the tenacity and the commitment I had to go get the substance I used to do was actually not a bad trait. That's not a bad trait. If you use it in its right perspective, if you have the right perspective about it, you can use that same commitment to help you stay on the path that you're on. Oh man, I hope y'all understanding these lessons I'm giving y'all. This is good, man. I might charge you for this. Man, this is good lessons you get here. All right, let's move. The chances of recovery is good if there is a total commitment. If you got a total commitment, it's good. Let's look for the next one. What minor work, watch this. This is the double part here. What minor work have you done on the inside? This is important. When I say what minor work have you done on the inside, I'm talking about the inside of you, the inside man. It's an inside job. Not only that, not only what you have done inside. Have you been feeding your mental brain? Have you been doing stuff to faith-based? Have you been doing devotions? Have you been doing your Vespers? Have you been doing all of your study work, your NA recovery work, whatever, right? What minor work have you done on the inside, meaning inside you? And if you're in a facility, what have you done inside the facility? Are you just going to work, just shooting the breeze, not really working on nothing? You got a lot of time, but you're not working on nothing. You cannot wait till you leave the facility to try to do the work that you need to do on the outside. The work you need to do on the outside must be done on the inside. So what minor work have you done on the inside? When I say the inside, I'm talking about inside you. That's one. And also inside the facility that you're in. If you're in a facility, what work have you done? I mean, you have to understand. And that's why you got to write these things down. If you haven't done anything, watch this. I never want people to feel bad. It's never too late to start today. Because now you might not have thought about it. You might like, I ain't changing nothing. Oh, it's always, I'm 53 years old and I'm still learning stuff every day. And I'm not the oldest person around my circle. People who are older than me are still learning stuff every day. What minor work have you done on the inside? What minor work have you done inside? And what minor work have you done inside the facility? These are good questions here. This is a good question. This is good questions. Let's go, man. We getting some good stuff here. Let me see. Why haven't you made those minor changes? Why haven't you made minor changes? Let's look at, I want to look at what's important to you. Watch this. This is an acronym. Look this up if you can. It's called SMART. S-M-A-R-T. SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. So you have what's called SMART goals. So when you get a chance to look on your phone or whatever computer, go look up the acronym SMART. It stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. So you want to set a specific goal. What's your goal? Right now, you want to make sure it's measurable. Can you do it within that particular scope of time that you have? Is it achievable? Don't be putting down something. I remember a guy, he wanted to quit smoking, and he said he didn't just totally just stopped smoking. But we came back to the mind adjustment group. I seen him and I said, "How you doing, man?" He said, "Man, I just want to let you know, man, I went from 20 cigarettes to 10." So he's moving. He has a smart goal. He has something that's specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. He said, "Man, I'm gonna just keep going down until I get to none." And now he don't even smoke at all, right? So you got to understand, you got to have a smart goal. So remember that. Please understand, it's important. Next, what minor changes have you made on the outside? Okay, watch this. Remember up here, I said, what minor changes have you made on the inside? I'm talking about inside you, mentally, emotionally. What minor changes have you made on the outside now, right? Because sometimes we try to stay connected to the outside because we have a preconceived idea that I need to keep these contacts just in case, right? We need to get rid of all those phone numbers we had on the outside. We don't need to stay connected to them. We don't need to do none of that. Listen to me. If they want what you want, they will be where you are. If they want what you want, they will be where you are. So what minor changes have you made on the outside? It's okay. I say it all the time to people. The same friends I had since I was 16 years old, I still have those same friends other than the ones who have passed and gone home and been with the Lord, right? I still got the same friends. I got new friends, but those friends who I had met when I was 15 and 16 years old, right? We still talk to each other. We still okay with each other and everything, right? However, if I come around them and they're not going in the direction that I'm going in, it's okay for me to distance myself from my friends that I knew since I was 16 years old, because I'm not worried about what the outcome would be for their lives. I'm worried about what the outcome would be for Michael's life. So what minor changes have you made on the outside? Are you staying in contact? Do you have phone numbers of people that you no longer need to be in contact with? I'm going to say this again. If they wanted what you want, they will be where you are. Let's go. Let's move on. I'm going to give you one more. Let me see. Now I'm going to give you this one. The reason why the chain kept getting dull was because of the dirt. The chain, remember I broke this down. The chain represents you. The dirt represents what you do. If you're going to get something you never got, you will have to do something you never did. As long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, which represents something positive, your chain will stay sharp. But once you start putting your chain in the dirt, something negative, it will become dull. Watch this, y'all. It will become dull, and watch the process right here. It'll become dull, and you will have to repeat the same steps. Watch this, over and over and over and over, just like I had to with the chainsaw. So just like I had to keep going to go get the chainsaw sharpened because I kept putting it in dirt, which represents something negative, I had to keep getting it sharpened over and over and over again. The same thing is with your life. As long as you're doing something positive, keeping your chain sharp, you won't have to keep repeating the process over and over and over and over. And I'm not being down on you, because I went to 16. That's the last number I remember. About 16 rehabilitation programs before I finally got what I needed to get. And that's being nice because I lost count. But I had to repeat the process over, and over. Let me give you a thought for today. We are minor in everything but our passions. Remember, I told you, we're minor in everything but our passions. Remember, I used the story, or I told you how when we wake up and we don't have any money, we're committed to getting what we need, right? We're passionate about it. We know, we may not know how we're going to get it, but we know without a shadow of a doubt, we will get it. I said all that to say this. Today, we were talking about minor adjustments. And the only thing you need to do is make a commitment to your rehabilitation process. Today, we just want to make sure, listen to me, watch these videos over. I put the playlist in there for you to watch previous lessons. You can watch it over and over and over again and get something different every time. How do I know? For the last 15 years, the same workbook I do over and over and over and over again in my life, and it has produced fruits like never before. I hope you got something out of this lesson today. And if you didn't, please just send me a text or send me a comment, and I can send you other things that might help you in your recovery process. Remember, Minor Adjustments is dedicated to preventing and reducing crime. Our primary purpose is to teach men and women how to make the minor adjustments that are necessary for their lives, which will allow them to obtain and maintain a productive lifestyle after incarceration and or rehabilitation. Our motto is anywhere but backwards. God bless y'all, man. Have a beautiful day. Thank you.